news. As you guys heard, I was talking to some people in the chat room. This is a more casual Friday news program. We're going to go over some social media stuff. Less announcer voice. It's February 1st. I wanted to go over our Facebook feed before we got any further into the month. So we're going to check out what's going on. We're going to take a quick look at Twitter today. And we're going to start over here in the WSN network, which is the advocating network for indie comics and creators on Facebook. And we're going to talk about what's been going on. And remember, you can become a reporter. You can become a reviewer. There's a lot you can do at WrittenSiNs to help the community and advocate for indie comics. Today, I added this just a little while ago. Adam Kogan faced his own 7 deadly questions. Great interview, actually. I really dug it. If for those who don't know by the name just off the top of your head, it's a name you're going to get to know in comic books because he did an outstanding job with sword theory, which is actually talked about in the interview. So I suggest looking at it. I mean, I know a lot of you guys back sword theory, great traction on social media, but it's always nice to know the creators behind sword theory. Maybe we can find a way to get Mark Henry to answer the call of the 7 deadly questions. We'll see. I'll reach out to Marcel today and ask him. From Johnny Logan, we have Frozen Dead. Random Insanity Productions. Looks kind of cool. I've seen some of this. I don't know what to say because clearly he's building something, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Let's see what he builds towards. Let's leave it like that. Michael Metlin, for those who don't know, is the creator of Kane, and Butch the Butcher is also going to be premiering in the Marvel Premier Collector's sketch cards this year. He has 37 of the cards himself. He is currently available for work for a limited time as he's in between projects. So if you're looking for a colorist, a writer, or a artist, he is definitely someone you can reach out to, and I suggest it because he's doing some great stuff, moving and shaking. So check that out. And oh, here we go, Frozen Dead. Here's some more interesting things. This is from Johnny Logan Harley. These comics you are about to read are on an account of tragedies that befell a young punk rocker. It's all more tragic that he is not only already dead, but he's been a zombie for a long, long time. For you, a simple satirical comic strip will become a window into the mad and macabre. But for Johnny Netbro, this comic will quickly become a nightmare. Hopefully this anthology will help Frozen Dead once again become one of the most bizarre comics in the annals of comic book history. Our friend Nefel Leila Bizarre is actively looking for more color works. That's pretty cool. I'm going to give that a share. Always trying to help people on. So if you guys are looking for another artist, good day. If you're a writer looking for artists, it's a good day, man. All right, so Russell says, I've been studying book marketing for the past several months, and I wrote this to translate some of what I learned to comics. 6-way comic book creators can make more using popularized indie topics. So we're going to take a quick look at that in just a moment. From Kevin, he says, hey, creators, what's your Instagram? So that's a good question. So if you want to know what our Instagram is, I'll answer that right now. We actually have a definitely check out. Brian says, definitely check out J.R. Blayton's Light Earth series. Yeah. And that's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, and don't hold my feet to the fire here, but I believe JR is doing another Kickstarter soon. So on Instagram, we are WrittenSiNs.com, Sinsfulgram. I might have to do the wording there. I don't like that it does that. I hate the fact that when you do this, your name comes up that way no matter what you do. I keep capitalizing it, and for some reason it never takes. Let's see if it'll take this time. It always seems to convert back. But yeah, JR is great, man. I dig what he does. And I like the fact that we call it the Sinsfulgram now. All right, let's see if that takes. I didn't get an angry message, so let's see if that actually worked. I don't know why, but every time I do it, every time I do it, they wind up switching back the name. That's an awesome Ivy. It's probably one of the better ones I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Okay, so see, it did it again. We change it, and it always goes back to that lowercase stuff. So WrittenSiNs.com. I think we should just change it to WrittenSiNs. I don't like the .com. I know it's a quick way to advertise the site's web address, but I'm not liking it. I'm just going to go with the Sinsfogram. I think you guys agree, right? Right? Make it simple, make it cool. Brian says, yeah, I've been friends with him for 4 years. Used to do a podcast with him. Brian, I've known JR maybe 5 years now, 5, 6 years. I think JR and me ran into each other at a New York Comic Con at one point. I know he did one where it was a creators connection. I'm pretty sure I met JR there. I met him somewhere on the road years ago. He's a great guy. He was kind of quiet last year, kind of dealing with some stuff, you know, and that's okay. Things happen. He had to put some things to rest and had to handle some situations. But last I heard, he's coming back with a vengeance this year. So I'm all in. So, all right. So we updated it, and just in case it somehow, because I updated it, messed with the link, which it looks like it actually did a little bit. Yeah. Which will suck if I have it linked anywhere else. So I'll have to actually look to see if my Instagrams aren't working right in the other places we've linked it, which would be also in here. For you guys who don't know, you also can get all here. Oh, I don't have the Instagram there. We're going to have to add that later. All right, so back to our group, which we went all the way over here to do. And now we can add in, and you guys should add in your Instagram here. So here we go. WrittenSiNs Sinsfogram. There we go. Okay, so we're adding in hello Emilio Velez Jr., who also put in his Instagram, which we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it some love. We're going to give him a follow. And I suggest everyone do that today too. Here we go. And now we're following Emilio, who gets some love and some time on a program today. Very cool, very cool. We filmed Kickstarter talk just the other day. Gary Scott Betty says we're having a blast over here. Zombies Kickstarter's done in one story. Living Head in a Bucket. Free horror story for the first 100 backers. Brand new full color story when we hit 30%. Get over here now, Zombies End. Definitely very cool. I'm digging it. I think we have an actual video here. Let's take a look at that. We're going to let that load for a second, and then we'll go take a look at it. Zombies, join the horde list and be drawn onto the cover of Resurrected 2. But hurry, only 48 hours to go. So that was 19 hours ago. So by math, that's 29 hours left. So head out now. Brian says, Jermaine says, I rarely go to Instagram, and I have no idea let me look that up. I'm going to go on to, because I have my actual profile easily open. Right here, I'll take a look at Brian says. I think I missed something with Brian. He has no idea what mine even is. Yeah, I mean, Brian, I don't necessarily disagree with you on not using it a lot. I'm very bad with my Instagram. I should be better. Honestly, I really should. I don't know why I'm not. I like Instagram. I'm horrible with updating it. I don't know why. I've got good conversion too when I do it. So it's a habit. I haven't made it enough of a habit yet. Once I get there, we'll be good. Oh, Austin, who you guys, we're going to tag him right now because I got the option. Austin is a great creator, actor, director, just artist. He can do it all. He started this thing about what are you doing today? And I thought it was really cool. And he asked you, what do you do today? That's interesting. What are your goals for today? What are you doing today? That's kind of interesting when you wake up every day. You got to kind of have a mental note. This is what I'm doing today. Even if I'm taking today off because I've accomplished this, those mental thoughts help you build rhythms and it helps you continue to move the process. So kudos to Austin for coming up with with that. That's kind of cool. I like that. I dig that. I do it all the time, but I was glad to see someone else doing it because that's every day. It's what is today's goal? Looks like it might be Brian. Let's check it out. All right. So we think we found Brian's Instagram. So let's go over here to Facebook. We're going to grab it. We're going to check out Brian's. I'm going to even see if I am following Brian. I actually have a new Instagram, Mr. Anderson, because this is the year that I also kind of try to want to separate myself. So now I'm following him. Now that I dig, Brian. That I dig. I'm not exactly sure if she's supposed to be a villain. I hope not. Maybe a hero with just some attitude. But I dig it. I like that art. Very cool. Very cool. He's got 301 followers. Wait, do you have more followers than me? Are you giving me like Instagram followers? You know, I don't even know how many Instagram followers I have. How horrible is that? I have 510 followers. All right. I feel better because I have more than Brian. I tease Brian. I really don't. WrittenSiNs has more followers. I think I have 5. Let me see. I think we can actually find it because I should just be under Mr. Anderson. Let me see if that comes up. I am Mr. Anderson. Here it is. I have 23 followers. Anti-heroes are cool. I dig that. Anti-heroes are fine. Oh, I have 23 followers. And as you can see, when it comes to me, I'm very horrible at keeping up. I have all of 3. And I didn't even put up the new I Am the Unboxable. So I have a new, for those who don't know, I was asking about branding. How do you brand yourself? And that's going to be a whole video I do. I finally solved it for myself. I know what my brand is. I am the unboxable, advocating creator. I am on Twitter. We're going to get to that. As a matter of fact, Tommy's talking about Twitter. So let's go to Twitter now. I am on Twitter twice, actually. I'm on as WrittenSiNs or WrittenSiNs. You should be able to find me. And we're also under WSN News. So if you look up WSN News, you should be able to find us. Where is it? Oh, apparently that didn't work. It might still be under Creators of WrittenSiNs. Let's do it this way. WrittenSiNs. Oops. But yeah, if you guys look up WrittenSiNs, you should be able to easily find me. And there it is. WrittenSiNs News and WrittenSiNs up there. We come up right away on the searches. So, and we're pretty active. And actually, for those who don't know, there's a demographic that it actually has that if you guys are curious to keep track of how much traction you're getting. So WrittenSiNs, let's just take a quick look. In the past 24 hours, I've had 1,266 impressions. That's basically, I guess, someone stopping and looking at it. That's pretty impressive. I mean, we get a lot of traction on actual Twitter, so it's kind of cool that way. I have 18,000 impressions. Now, what they really translate to, it's very hard to tell. The whole idea of site counts nowadays is very awkward, to be honest with you. Everyone seems to have their own method of what they count, what they don't count. And even impressions doesn't really, I mean, what's an impression? You look it up, and the basic idea of an impression is that someone has absorbed the information. But if you want to look for things like click-throughs, sometimes, like I get organic impressions, 622, 18 tweets, 14 tweets. That's the amount of tweets we did in a day. And then it's hard because as you guys can see, some days are, yesterday we had a great day, or today we're having a great day, I should say, 978. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not smart enough to really fully understand this as how it's best to be marketing. Russell Nolte, who we're going to look at in a few minutes, he's fantastic with this stuff. He could probably tell me what I'm doing right or wrong here. But for what we're doing, it gets us traction, it gets people noticed, and it advocates for us. So that's fantastic. But yeah, we're on Twitter 2 times. And then I think I'm even on Twitter as Mr. Anderson. Once again, doing a horrible job at me. I am Mr. Anderson. Let me see if I'm actually on here. Yep, there I am. And I have 558 followers. So I'm actually doing good on Twitter. And I follow everyone. So that's 3,490 24 people, places, things. I always follow people on my personal ones. So I'm very horrible at keeping up with it, though. But the WrittenSiNs one is definitely the primary one that I look for. WSN News. They basically get the same feed with a slight twist. WrittenSiNs, I believe, gets all the things from Fetish Babies and including my site, I am Mr. Anderson, while WSN News, I don't think gets anything from Mr. Anderson's site, which I might change. It just so happened to be the way it is. But that's us on Twitter and Instagram. So Ellie Isaiah has this amazing Black Panther art. We're definitely going to have to share that. Brian, if he's still here, is actually here. He has Dark Elf Designs is looking for yet more pencilers, inkers, colorists, and letterers for an upcoming project. Brian, just look up, man. Just look up two guys right up there, Brian. And let me just make sure. I'll tag you in the things up here just so you guys see. Okay, so we were talking right here. I'm going to put Brian here. In case you ran out, because I know it's the middle of the day, so I'm sure people are busy. And Austin just showed up. Austin, we were talking about how awesome it was that you came up with that new video series that you're doing. What are you doing today? I really do think that that's awesome. Brian, why are you not taggable suddenly? Am I spelling your name wrong? Is it B-R-I-N? Yeah, it is, Brian. That's why. Yeah. We're going to tag him there. We'll tag him there. We're just showing people who needed some work. Some people had some cool stuff put out there. Who was the other person? Well, you knew the other person. All right. Brian knew that. Yeah, you know what? I was saying it like that's how I get my days done. I've got lists of things I have to accomplish in a day, and that's how I get the things I need done. Like, seriously, it's all about that. I don't know if we talked about Charles Butler's Dracula, The Unearthed Chronicles Begins. Main cover, the first pages here. But it is very important, like Austin said, to have that mental acuity to know that you're going to have to accomplish these things. And it's like laser focus. You have to. And I always tell people, when I'm watching TV, it's a reward outside of when I'm with my son. If I'm with my son and we're watching something that's daddy Jaxie time, that is what it is. But anything else, like my TV shows and all that, what am I doing today to make myself rewarded for that? Because if you look at television and video games and everything else in your life that's not necessary to do, like take care of your family, do your things that you're supposed to do, whether you're married or single, all your chores and stuff, and then get your creative work done. By the time you watch a program, it'll be more powerful because that's your time. And you're not bored. Let me tell you, when you have a list of things to do, you never get bored. And then you actually schedule time for you to be bored. And when you're scheduling it, you're enjoying it. So we have something here from Bernard Billboard. I'm super excited about how merchandise my comic is turning out. Here's a sneak peek of the strap hats are made. Do you like them? So he's got some hats, so that's kind of cool. I guess he picked out some hats and had the logos put on it. He's on Instagram. Finish watching the video. Let me see if the show. Yeah, see they have the hats made individually. So that's kind of cool. He had his own hats made. Let's see what it will end up looking like. Oh, that is kind of cool. There it goes, getting made. His logo's being put on. That is badass. Thank you for sharing that, man. I like it. I like it. We'll get it on the site hopefully next week or this week. We'll see. Tomb of Horror 5. Oh, I didn't even know Tomb of Horror 5 came out. See, this is why I need to look at my stuff. Oh, Austin's back. So when are you going live today, Austin? I got to add Tomb of Horror now today. I got to make sure I add that before we leave today. All right. Oops. We're playing Zombie's Head. That was okay. We didn't miss much. It was just a promo teaser, which is cool. Zombie's Head is pretty badass. All right, we got Tomb of Horror here. Tomb of Horror number 5. Oh man, I can't believe there are 5 already. And then we actually have this on the site now. Melissa had ran into the Jedi Mind, had ran into J.R. Mounts, who has a Kickstarter on that we've been talking about. Here's some cool videos to check out from CamiCon, which is awesome. And Submission closes the 30th. I guess you guys missed out. That would have been good to know just a couple days ago. That's what happens. Here's why I'm happy I separated my hobbies with my career. Writing video games. Why I enjoy playing video games more. So this might be something Adam Kogan, who we did that interview with, might enjoy reading. Something from Stanley Anderson. Tell me how it happened. Resurrected, which is coming off of Kickstarter, as we talked at the beginning of this, in just a few hours. Maxwell Majernik says, hi, everyone. I want to give you a Kickstarter. So we have another Kickstarter. So what happens when I don't look at the group for a couple days? And that's my bad. I shouldn't be doing that. Here's a cool thing. What do you do for Austin? You mean autism? Or I do know. Oh, what do you do? Oh, Austin. Austin is a wow. Austin, you're a guy who does it all, right? You're an actor. You're a director. I believe you're a accredited writer, right? You at this point you have credits as a writer and you're an artist. He does it all, man. He's one of those like quadruple threat guys. He does it all. So he's awesome. And this stuff I know is from last week, so this is all old. So that's us caught up. Obviously, I have a lot of work to do. A couple different things. So here are the 6 points he makes. Russell, most successful internet have built their mailing list 20,000 plus fans. I'm so bad with mailing lists. I probably got to figure it out. Novel writers are churning out books faster than we churn out comics. Indie authors run deals all the time to find new readers. Indie authors have mastered group promotions. That I'm good with. Indie writers cross-promote with each other like it's their job, and they are right. I do that. Indie writers have ARC and street teams. I don't have that. I'm apparently going to have to read this. This is now on my reading list. And I suggested for you all, too, it's the Complete Creative, Russell Noty's brand new site. It's definitely worth checking out. It should be bookmarked. This is Tumahara. I was going to play the video, but there is no video, but we'll get it up there. Same thing with Prospects. Apparently no video. Plenty of days, though, and they're close to making they have made their goal, so congratulations. Tumahara, I know already did. They usually make goal within the first day. So those will be up on our site. Not sure if I can shout this out here, but I have a lot of work on T-shirts and now adding more here and there. But here's the link. Yeah, you know what? Brian, put that in WrittenSiNs. We'll put it on the site. I mean, T-shirts are an art form. They are. I've been wearing same T-shirts. It's funny. I just went through my T-shirts and removed a couple T-shirts from my collection that are probably inappropriate for someone of public status to be walking around with. Some things that said, like, you have the right to remain silent, so shut the F up. And I've made the conscious choice to kind of, I guess, leave a more positive impact in the world. Not that I don't like those shirts or I think that I have to watch what I say, but I would rather not offend anyone. As a creator, I want people to be open to talking to me, and I think shirts like that don't do it. Like I had this one shirt that says, sometimes saying fuck you in English isn't good enough, and it had it in every language. So, you know, that's why I need to take a step back, and I need to turn down being robbed just a little bit and realize that I need to be more open. And this goes for every creator. You have to be more open to people feeling comfortable to approach you. You know, I don't like sleeves. I like ripped T-shirts. I like tank tops. They're just comfortable. There's something about way shirts fit a lot of times with me. It never feels comfortable on my shoulders. I've got a uniquely wide frame for my size. I always have, and it's always made me feel weird. So I've always liked to rip the sleeves off of my shirt. But some people don't necessarily feel comfortable with that. So I have to be a little bit more professional. It's funny because I come from Costco, CVS, all the retail backgrounds. I've worked at many of them. So I understand the idea of dressing up. But I guess with comic books, I felt like there would be a little bit of an allowance. But I think I took advantage too much of the allowance. You know, I think I wear tank tops too much. I have to be less comfortable and more open to people. And yeah, Brian says, yeah, I have a couple offensive shirts on my T-shirt page, but I usually don't wear them either. I wear them at home. That's all you really can do, because once you sign up to be a creator, I'm a firm believer that you've also signed up to be a public figure. And it takes a while to get used to that. You kind of have to learn, and sometimes it's hard. on social media because anything you say can be twisted. So you just got to you got to eliminate things like a shirt that could be offensive. Don't wear it. As much as you might think it's funny, would it really be funny if you insult someone? You know, you have to look at it that way. Is it worth insulting a potential fan? Adam Corrigan answers his 7 deadly questions is on our site now. This is on Adam's page. Adam's awesome. This is Sword Theory. Definitely check it out. Let's see what's on my page today. So, and as you guys see up here, I have that new thing, and I should actually add the unboxable one. Maybe I'll do that today, where I have the new term. But I think I have it here. Yeah, here it is. The new term I have. I am the unboxable advocating creator. I like the pause. That's why I put the little comma there. Or it's not there, but it is usually there. You have such limited space, I didn't put it there, but that's how I usually put it with a comma. So you can have the dramatic effect. I am the unboxable advocating creator. I watch too much wrestling, so that is definitely some. Austin says that's exactly what you are. I know it took me a while to figure it out, but I got it. Credit to Alyssa, my wife. She nailed the advocating. I realized I've been unboxable my whole life, and I create things. I am the creator of WrittenSiNs.com. Fetishism Tales. That's the new, between me, you, and everyone who watches this video, that's the new bigger idea behind Fetish Babies that's going to start to come forward in the next couple months. Fetish Babies was never meant to launch a franchise. It was meant to be part of a bigger franchise. And that bigger franchise has finally found its official name, and it's Fetishism Tales. And yes, we have a website, www.fetishismtales.com. Let's see what else is going on. Shared a couple things this morning. Oh, you guys have got to do me a favor. Pick Josh Dahl. It's on my page here. Join the indie, what is this? This is on the Indie Comic Conspiracy Group. Help me get Josh Dahl to answer some questions. He really is a smart dude. Austin, you should do an AMA. Ask me anything. It's definitely something that's up your alley. Alex, you guys are so intelligent and you've been around so much and you know the ins and outs. It's always awesome to ask creators like you questions, especially in a group like this where there are people who are doing it. And it's nothing against any of the other people on the list. Chuck is a great guy. I'd love him to do it. And Chris is a creator. But Josh has a lot to say, and Austin has got a lot to say. These are people I want everyone to have a discussion with. You know, and you can even vote for evil Josh Dahl. Yes, he's evil. Support into the suck too. Let's keep it rolling. And we got just some other stuff. Kasai is, of course, a great story. Why haven't you backed it? I agree. Why haven't you? Apparently, I was unable to add a video, and I don't know why. Let's see what else we got. Thank you for mentioning life in space. Someone told me as a creator you should never have your relationship status listed. Yeah, it was weird. Someone had said this, and I asked everyone, and everyone was kind of like, that's fucking weird. I agree. It is weird. All right. See you later, Austin. And then Adam Kogan. Yeah, I think the rest of you guys know and have seen. So I think we're all caught up on social media. I got a lunch date to get to. But we'll be back on tonight, and I'll talk to you all later. And have a great day. Go out there and create. Make your list of things you're going to do today. And get them done.